Today, Jay Field. Well, if the game is as close as the weather at the moment, it's going to be fantastic. It's warm, it's humid right now, thunder and lightning is forecast, and that's both in the skies above us and down on the field as well. Wigan with Havard have first touch of the ball. So how's this one going to go? Jonathan Davies and Brian Noble.
Well, I think it's a question of beauty and the beast for me, Dave. I think the beauty and strategy of Wigan, we're a smaller team in essence than this beast of a side. You look at the sides of some of the players, Cassiano and Vaughan and Harrison, and there's no doubt of where they find their prowess and where they find their go forward from. So for me, Wigan have to keep the ball in play a lot to get this Warrington team turning around and take some juice out of their tank. They've definitely got the speed to trouble Warrington with Field and with French pulling the strings. So the question of beauty and the beast here.
And I think also adaptability. And if the storms come, the kick chase will be important, and just the discipline, ball handling, where you want to play the game. Yeah, there's a massive Warrington pack, but Wigan will have to move them around, and they've got the players to do that. So a quite intriguing afternoon in front of all of us.
Well, two teams who've been a little low on confidence in recent weeks, despite their league standings at the moment. But Warrington with the offload from Matortia, and this helps them get on the way. And here comes Sam Cassiano crashing forward again. Warrington got a bit of momentum here, not the tiniest to play the balls, but they go. Williams goes left, Ratchford throws a dummy, tests that defending on that right-hand side. Last play in this opening set for Warrington, and look where they are. They've travelled terrifically well. They're looking for a big end. Harrison, the big fella, gets up there, just throwing it back to Dodson. And Field has suddenly got a little bit of room in which to work here. And just as well, he was chopped down by Thewlis and Wrench. Otherwise, he could have been away.
You can just feel it when he's got space. Ball in hand, just expectation rises.
Oh, it's Wigan's turn to put a few dents in that Warrington defence now. That's a terrific carry by King. And Wigan, look at what they've got. My goodness, they're eating up the yards here. O'Neill's in at dummy half. It's with French, who puts the kick in early. Dufty should have this covered as long as the bounce is good, and it is. Well, it was a challenging kick. It was an early kick.
Yeah, I don't think it was the right decision. Warrington pushed up in defence and they closed down the pass options, and I think you've got to test Matt Dufty early. The thing about Dufty, he's got blistering...
A challenging kick, it was an early kick.
Yeah, I don't think it was the right decision. Warrington pushed up in defence and they closed down the pass options, and I think you've got to test Matt Dufty early. The thing about Dufty, he's got blistering pace as well, so it's going to have to be a precision kick that catches him out.
Yeah, see the interesting thing there, Cassiano right over the the top of Bev and French. That's what he'll try and do, is tire French out on the defensive capacity.
Well, I think we've seen already in this game the potential that both sides have to make those telling breaks. The speed that is just locked up in the locker at the moment, but given its head, can rip either side apart depending on who's putting the pedal down. It's Williams with a kick. Here's Field. On to Liam Marshall. Marshall, the winger, who had a headline-making Challenge Cup run last year. Tries in the semis and the final.
He's a bit of an unsung hero, Dave, because we always talk about French and Field and the pace. He's not slow either.
And what a finisher.
Here's Havard, carrying it just about inside that Warrington half. O'Neill waiting at dummy half. He's the preferred choice these last few weeks ahead of Sam Powell, the hooker who started in that position in the opening weeks of the season for Wigan. But O'Neill, the local lad, has taken over the duties. Ellis down the middle. Wigan with one play to go. Here's Smith again, looking to cause the problems for Thewlis, but he's got it well as the Warrington winger, but 10 metres from their own line, it's not the best starting position.
No, but an easy catch for him. He leapt early, so you can't touch him in the air. As long as he catches the ball, it's an easy take for him.
I think it's more about the defensive line of Wigan that is in control. When they get him 10 metres from the sideline and 10 metres from there, they can dominate this large, is that the right expression, this big, athletic Warrington go forward.
It's a pick up a carry that has seen Curry make it almost to the 20-metre mark. Well, it's a loud day, isn't it? It's noisy inside this stadium. Great atmosphere. Dudson, former Wigan player.
They haven't gone far on this set. Good defensive set by Wigan. It's got to be a good kick now. And only one recognised kicker here.
It's Matortia who's given the chance and the task to get it downfield. It's going to tease at the touchline, but it's taken up by Field fairly easily. The chase is decent enough, and Wigan, though, will start 10 metres away from the halfway line.
That's quite interesting, Brian, because you don't see Matortia kicking very often, do you? But there's no, I don't think Wigan expect him to kick as well. There was no pressure on him whatsoever.
And he got the kick away, which was good. Kept it in field, but I think the early rounds here, I would suggest, other than the first salvo from Warrington, belong to Wigan.
Well, some tantalising semi-final prospects. The draw, of course, at half-time, but St Helens through after their win yesterday, as we saw, and Hulkingston Rovers. One of these two will add to the pedigree of that final four, and Lee or York as well. There's the kick from French, and Miski picks up, and Wigan still have it with one play to go, 10 metres away. Flung back towards Harry Smith. His left boot trying to cause problems again. It's Warrington are going to get the ball back. Under pressure, close to their line, but a very good take in the end from Josh Thewlis.
Brilliant take from Thewlis. You have Marshall and Farrell trying to outleap him, trying to get there, but you look at that. Well, that's a great catch, because they're still competing for the ball on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some energy from that Wigan defence, and Connor Wrench is dragged back into the in goal, and that's an early victory for Wigan's defenders on that occasion. Warrington are forced to drop out underneath the sticks. There's a bit of afters going on as well here. There's a little bit of heat to the occasion. Arms are grasping rather than punches being thrown.
Yeah, I'm not sure what instigated that, really. Oh, hang on.
Stephen Ratchford's got a bloody nose, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
To be fair to Stephen, it wasn't the best looking cock to start with, was it?
I think he'll fix that once his career's finished, I think.
I think it's great pressure from Wigan. Kicks into the corner there, they're controlling the ball. And they've hammered, Thewlis that they've hammered into the corner. Get back there, and that's what they want to do. They want to hand the ball over on their terms so they can ramp up and put this Warrington team under pressure, which they did there.
I think it was Connor Wrench, wasn't it? That he just got mixed up on his run. I'm watching to see if there's a butt, I think.
Well, the touch judge is on.
See if there's
He's going to have a word with the touch judge.
I think you got Ratchford there. He comes up, he's bleeding, so you've got to have a look at it to see how that occurred. Was it a coming together of heads? He goes at Ratchford, doesn't he? As he's going past.
There's nothing in that.
Yeah, just watch.
Oh, there. Head coming together. Now, is that interpreted as a headbutt? And if it is, I think
another one. There's another one.
Ellis, isn't it? I think he's in trouble here.
There's another one as well. Just watch the second one. I don't know why he does it.
There we go.
Leans with the head.
There we go. Cade Ellis might be in trouble here. Brian Noble doesn't look convinced.
No. I'm not unconvinced by what you're saying.
In today's,
we don't need to lose a player this early in the game.
But if it is, if that is a stupid play, there's no need for it. They had the upper hand. They've got the ball coming back from a restart. I know the adrenaline is high, but you just don't need to do that. And this could go, badly for Wigan.
Well, a shot of indiscipline yesterday turned the game, of course. And a shot of indiscipline here might just have an early impact on this as well. It is a red card, a straight red card for Cade Ellis, who simply can't believe it. But with 6 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock, Wigan are reduced to 12 men for the rest of the game. Listen to the Warrington fans celebrate that moment, because they know how big that might be.
Just leads with a head, that's just stupid play.
Well, yesterday's plays were dumb. This is just as dumb.
Just as dumb. He had a couple of goals, I think, so you look back and I think, what have I done? And it's not he's not going to miss that target as well.
Well, in this heat, in this humidity, in this draining amphitheatre of noise, Wigan now will have to try and do it with 12 men, and Warrington, with their full contingent, will consider themselves lifted. Cassiano drives it in, but he's dropped it. Maybe the adrenaline's flowing a little too heavily, because he's dropped it and Wigan get the ball back.
I tell you, this could all change now. Expectation that Warrington should go on and win this. It just does inspire, you know, the 12 men as well.
Well, if there's one team that can rally, if that's the right expression, and find a performance with 12 men, it's this Wigan outfit. The pride of Wigan, they wear their hearts on their sleeves, it's a tradition with the club. All the pressure now is on Warrington to execute some of their plays and exploit this numerical advantage that they've got.
Well, on this ground, the last time a game of rugby league was played on this ground, a team were reduced to 12 men because of a sending off, and it lifted them incredibly to win the game. But that was Leeds against Wigan. Today, Wigan have got to do something similar here with the 12 that remain. Here's Havard, looking to set the platform. O'Neill in at dummy half. Plenty of numbers to that right-hand side, including this fella, Liam Burns.
Good run.
O'Neill again. This time switch back to Harry Smith. And now it's Ethan Havard trying to straighten things up. Still tackles in the back here. There's still a couple of tackles to go. It's with French. Shorrocks trying to find a way through, but can't do so, so let's play again. Wigan close to the line, needing to find something here. Well, the Warrington line is up, and the referee has given a handover. I think he's decided that there was an untidiness there at the play the ball, and Warrington will get the ball back.
Well, he knocked it on, but I think it's... There you go, it's O'Neill.
Oh, and then the ball is played. There was nobody behind it.
It's a comedy of errors the last few minutes.
Danny Walker was fast asleep and literally gifted Wigan possession back again.
We need all of these things to Wigan. We need the 50-50 bounces, the referee's decisions.
Isn't that the first rule of the Challenge Cup? You keep your discipline, you keep your concentration, and both sides have lacked one or the other so far in this game. So it's Wigan with Shorrocks. Now it's Harry Smith. And here comes a crash bang wallop of Liam Burn. In a great position, needing to turn it into something even better. Stepping into the line goes Wardle. Warrington's defence executes well. Last play again from Wigan. Smith wants more. Off the edge of his boot, that's a superbly flighted ball that's bounced and touched down by Toby King. He's claiming it. The referee wants a second opinion on the field. He's giving the soft signal of try. But is this Toby King against his parent club, scoring a try against all expectations? Let's hear what the video referee has to say.
We have a live call on field of a try. Can we just go to the kick, please, first of all, and pause it on the foot? And we pause it there. Everybody is on side to right-hand side. That's all we need to look at, so we can play on from here. So it's now in relation to the challenge. Go in tight on that, please. Everybody at that point is looking for the ball. That is a clean catch by Wigan. And then the ball goes backwards. You can clearly see it goes backwards, lands behind him. That player picks the ball up. Who's okay? Jog it on from here. Thank you. I've now made my decision.
I tell you what, we saw. There he goes. He's going to just award the try, just to confirm it. But we saw the precision of a kick just before that, and then what happens is they isolate one player, and as the attacking side just gain momentum, they've got the jump on the defender. It's a brilliant take. I think it's Miski that takes it. It's a brilliant take for the Wigan, and just to control it, throw it back, bounces favourably for King. But that's what Wigan, they're going to find it difficult now to get the numbers to create overlap to the man short. But the kicking now is going to be very, very significant.
Brilliant leap from Miski. Brilliant. Gave Toby King every opportunity to finish that. I think they were trying to highlight the height of George Williams, because he's underneath at the bottom of that pile. They out-jump whoever it was.
Well, this is a key moment because Harry Smith's goal kicking has been pretty poor in recent weeks. He'll be hoping to get off to a good start, and he has. So, what a story that's being written in the early stages of this Betfred Challenge Cup quarter-final. A sending off of Kade Ellis, Wigan reduced to 12.
And that's the
a
mistake.
switching off by Warrington that's given Wigan possession back again. And then a kick for glory that ended in glory for the Warrington centre wearing cherry and white. Wigan have the lead.
And deserved with the run of the play. Other than the send-off, they've not had to defend too much, and that's what they'll be looking to do. They'll be looking to kick the ball down the field, get down there and back their athleticism and strategy to beat this Warrington team. So the tough part of that, of what I've just said, is that Warrington are going to come back at them with some size and strength.
So tell me about the difficulties of playing with 12 men, the adaptations that need to happen both in attack and defence now.
Well, it's belief. You've got to get some of your middle people to make the extra tackles that player loses. So one of your talks, one of the things you'll say, right, if you're at mark, we want to make you extra tackles. You've got to find the extra tackles somewhere and keep faith in your middle people. Because a lot of teams make the mistake of trying to go on the outside because they think there's a number missing. But more often than not, both sides of the field are okay. It's the middle that starts to struggle with the lack of numbers.
And with all of that, Brian said, you know, the tank is going to be emptied. The communication has got to be good, because you can keep on calling, but you've got to call names and make them react.
That was a good solid take, by the way, from Matt Duffy. It might have looked simple, but that ball was moving a lot in the air. And he's managed to catch it safely enough, and Warrington on the back of it, a chance to build again. It's Matty Ashton. We talk about the speedsters on both sides, and he's certainly one of them. Matty Ashton, what have you seen?
Yeah, the Warrington forwards are walking, you know, a few forwards walking back. They're trying to get their energy levels back.
Here's Williams. Harrison steps back in and takes it across the halfway line, and a penalty for a high tackle.
That's a bad mistake by Wigan. No pressure. You know, they'll give Warrington good field position now. But you know, we spoke a lot about what Wigan have to do. What Warrington have to do as well. They've got to watch their numbers, create the overlaps. You know, get into good field positions and manipulate. You know, the 12th man defence.
Well, George Williams can do that. He counts heads really, really well. So the direction will come from him, the Warrington number 6.
Need a step ladder for Harry Smith to put on a high tackle on James Harrison, you would have thought, but he managed it. He somehow reached. Warrington, great field position here. Here's Walker out of dummy half. This is Gil Dudson, the Welsh international who's taken Warrington even closer. Platform to work from. Williams. Paul Vaughan, who's been one of the outstanding overseas signings this year in Super League, especially his efforts with Warrington, making him a standout star for them. Williams with a short pass, tries to hit Curry. Curry can't make it stick. Wigan have possession back again, no advantage. So it'll be a scrum down in Wigan's chosen position, 10 yards out.
They just need to keep their composure now, don't they? Just keep their composure. You know, there's a lot of time left in this game. You know, just make sure those passes stick and you build pressure. You have the extra man, you work the numbers.
So Wigan have got the one thing that they need to hang on to this game. They've got to score and they're in front. So they're going to get the extra effort. And what Warrington don't need to do, just to reinforce what you're saying there, Jiffy, is that don't make mistakes, don't give them free ball. You must have at least a fair percentage of your own ball. Don't make errors like we saw Walker not field up the dummy half, and then we say a mistake at this end of the field.
So Wigan looking to explode from inside their own 20. Here's Farrell, Liam Farrell. And he gets a penalty that really relieves his side, causes a problem for the opposition.
No need. It's a leg up now to get out.
Just a grab round the head, wasn't it?
If there's one team that can manufacture a performance, it's Wigan. I said it 5-10 minutes ago. They'll get penalties, they'll kick for the sideline, they'll control the ball.
But not the Wigan of the last 2 weeks. I mean, they are...
That was 2 weeks ago, Dave.
This
is today.
It's a different comp as well, Dave.
Reverting to form, aren't they? Because the last couple of weeks they've shipped 80 points.
Yeah, but this is trapdoor rugby. This is their last chance, isn't it?
Yeah, the outcomes of this game are totally different to the week in, week out.
Here's French. Seeing a little shimmy on down the middle, causing a bit of consternation amongst defensive minds. Havard will straighten up and push. He's a strong boy, is Ethan Havard.
I'll tell you what, they're attacking Cassiano at the moment. He's realised he's tired. Look, they're going at him all the time.
O'Neill back to Smith, and now Field has stepped into the line from full-back.
Good tackle, well read. It's out here.
This is O'Neill. Smith. Chip and chase for Marshall, but the ball will beat everybody to that. And Wigan are not going to be too concerned with that. They don't get the attacking outcome they would have wanted, but the next best thing is to put Warrington back on their heels, close to their own line, and make them have to work hard coming out here. Is there, I mean, we talked about how the team with 12 men has to adapt. Is there a psychological aspect here to the team with 13 that they can't relax here, that they've got to realise that they've still got to work hard?
Expectation, you know, everyone expects them to win now. That's the pressure they've got to handle. And as Brian said, they've got to control, you know, the ball, control where they play the game, and just manipulate the defenders with the numbers. And you know, Dufty's got to come in there as well. Dufty has got to come in and add that extra man. He's the eyes.
Here's Vaughan. Just noticed that Philbin is on the field. Sam Cassiano has been interchanged, and here is Philbin. Talk about thunder and lightning, he has that influence on a game sometimes, Philbin. And now Walker comes running out, he's trying to get the arm free, but Harry Smith just had it pinned. Otherwise, Warrington were carrying on. Matortia under pressure from Smith. Might not get the kick he would have wanted.
Great pressure by Smith.
Well, Havard had his hand on the ball, otherwise Walker, the hooker for Warrington, would have got rid of that. And so that was another special play in that little sequence of events.
Here's Smith. This is Wardle.
Yeah, the Wigan centre's running hard now. They're helping. They get great yardage. Look at them.
Now it's King. As he said, he is a Warrington player. Going back there next year, and Wardle in the other centres was on loan at Warrington last year, so they know their opponents. Farrell searching back towards the middle. Dudson amongst the defenders. Philbin too. Here's Harry Smith. Again, just drilling for a corner. It's a tactical kick.
Yeah,
and Warrington again are rolled back.
That's what they'd be doing.
Sensible play from Wigan.
You know, they'd be just trying to play the clock down at every opportunity they can.
Warrington fans are getting up off their seats behind those sticks, just trying to lift their team here, to provide a bit of off-field energy. Well, they're all sat down again now. They looked lifeless there, didn't they? Believe me, a little earlier they were animated. Harrison.
Some vigour in this Wigan defence.
Matortia, here's Philbin. Walker back at dummy half. Williams, always a danger when he has ball in hand, is what he can create, and Curry likewise with a carry, but he has lost it again. It's been Curry.
No need for it.
He's claiming that there were Wigan hands on that, but it looks suspiciously like he was trying to carry on that movement.
Yeah, he's trying to get an inside ball here, look.
So you asked a question when the boy got sent off, Ellison, the boy got sent off, and said, is this a script for Wigan? This is a script for Wigan. So Warrington are playing their part in writing that script at the moment. They've got to be more ruthless than they are.
Well, Darryl Powell will be anxiously sending down instructions. Warrington's head coach, stellar career at Cass, looking to introduce some cup-winning glory to this Warrington side as well. French. Harry Smith is in there at dummy half, and Liam Farrell comes on again. Warrington just lining up their defensive shoulders to stop Farrell at source. O'Neill. Only 20 years of age, Brad O'Neill, one of the many youngsters out there as well. 3 tackles to go. Wigan moving closer. O'Neill. Here's Smith. A little cut back on the inside from Morgan Smithies. O'Neill skips away again. Bevan French feigned to kick. He's done it a couple of times. Instead offers it on to Toby King, who offloads out of the tackle. Here comes Harry Smith. The kick is on and Marshall's chasing. There was a hand down there from Thewlis. The ball, well, he said backwards. The referee says backwards, and now he's given a penalty for offside. I think the touch judge gave him a shout there. The initial call from the referee was that that was not backwards by Warrington, but it went forward and picked up by an offside player.
Again, look at the vision, Smith, and the communication. Marshall, ball goes, comes from an offside position. That's a penalty, but
I think two things. He knocked it on, Rashford,
yeah.
and it's a great kick from Smith. He saw Marshall in his eye line and thought, should take 2 points here,
yeah.
Wigan.
I tell you what's interesting, we mentioned, and Brian mentioned, looking at the size of the Warrington pack, that they were going to move them around, you know, when they had 13 players. Now you can see it's a massive change because they're just going down the middle, completing their sets, and then get into a field position where they can implement the kick. And they see, you know, they've adapted better than Warrington so far. For me, Warrington is still chasing the game. There's no need. They haven't built any pressure in the Wigan half yet.
And of course, this kick knocks another couple of minutes off the clock. But Wigan have to struggle, if that's the right expression, probably a wrong expression at the moment. They look cool.
They look like the side with most energy at the moment, don't they? Warrington looked frustrated, as if they were expecting something to happen.
Well, at the top of my mind, that's 4 errors, isn't it? 4 errors and a penalty, which has just given Wigan field position where they want to be. The only place they don't want to be is defending their own goal line.
They've not had to do that the entire game so
No,
far, have
but
they?
Warrington have to earn that right first.
Yeah.
They won't get that right because Wigan have had a player sent off. You have to earn that right. I think that's what Jonathan was saying, and I was trying to enforce.
So Harry Smith, and he stroked that ball between the uprights as well. So his confidence is booming in the goal-kicking stakes. Wigan lead by 8 points to 0. Don't forget the draws for the men's and women's Challenge Cup semi-finals coming up at half-time. Lewis and Kev responsible for that. The 5 Live Rugby League podcast is available right now. Some great tales from Scott Tag-Taylor on there, who really frustratingly got injured yesterday. And the Challenge Cup Extra contractors, hashtag BBCRL, it starts at 4:35 on the BBC iPlayer. Marshall with a catch. Havard with the return. Warrington starved of possession a lot so far. Born out of their own mistakes to a great extent. Here's Smithies. Just making their yards upfield here with Shorrocks. You're late with us. Let me tell you that Wigan are down to 12 men because Cade Ellis was sent off after only 6 minutes. But it's Wigan who've scored the only points since then. A Toby King try and 2 Smith goals. That's why we have this situation. 8-0 for the home side. Here's Bevan French trying to manufacture a bit of room with a soft shoe shuffle down the middle, but Ratchford's all over him. Last play in this set. Smith. Again, that ball is spinning up in the air. Duffy's underneath it. Solid? Yeah, absolutely solid. Good take by the fullback. Wigan's defensive line getting up there. Duffy with a bit of a punch at it with that run. But Wigan restricting his yardage.
Yeah, we see the difference. Completed sets. Wigan have got 10. You know, Warrington only 5.
Joe Bullock's just come on the field as well.
Yeah,
Warrington.
Warrington got 5 incomplete sets.
Duffy moving in at dummy half. Williams knows every inch of this pitch better than anybody. But he's in opposition colours today. Matortia now will take it on. Threatens the dummy, half through. Smith's hanging on, flicks it back. It was a gamble. It hasn't paid off. O'Neill has it back.
Ridiculous.
Wigan have it back.
That's ridiculous play because, as I've said, they have to build the pressure. They build the pressure and get repeat sets in the opposition, you know, 20. With a man short and a man short.
He'd done the damage. He'd done the damage. Take the responsibility of just finding a little small kick. Williams is the best short kicker in the game of rugby league, let alone in this country. He'll find you some pressure.
You know, Wigan's
outside backs doing the work here.
Yeah, Wigan's energy levels, will be good when they got the ball in hand, and while they're in front,
Here's
make them work.
Last play again, they're on the halfway line, so they're looking for a decent kick here. And it's slowed down because of the injury. Oh, my word.
Yes.
I don't think he's faking that one, is he?
There's a lot of claret there.
Yeah, get him sorted as well, mate, while we've got it.
Trying to see who it is.
It's not surrender, mate. So, the surrender is where he dropped immediately.
Ethan
Havard, who took the clash to his head.
And here's the other one, I think. Wardle goes in.
Oh, this
Just
is the
watch.
one. This is the
Bang.
one.
Oh,
Wardle head clash.
There's a lot of head clashes going on at the moment.
Got to get your head a little bit lower. Get your shoulder technique a little bit lower.
No, I don't think he does come in one. He just pushes forward.
Well, he'll need some stitches. He just needs an ice pack, and then everybody will get on with it. It's the way they play the game. Meantime, there's one play to go in this set. There'll be a head injury assessment here as well. Let's not make too light of this, because that's an important issue in the game as well, isn't it? So they will be off, both of them here, to have a full head injury assessment 15 minutes before either is allowed back on, if either is allowed back on after that.
In the other code of rugby, that's a red card.
Is there another code of rugby?
Yes, it is. They've got the same issues as well, with head high tackles and everything. Trying to restrict it, trying to lower the tackle area.
Yeah, there was a game at Bradford the other night as well, wasn't there, Brian, in the academy, Bradford against Leeds, where they're trialling new rules in the academy of only tackling below the armpits.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lovely little kick over the top, and Field is after this and juggles and catches and has a look around and sees what he's got, and that's what he's got. Farrell on the left, Marshall now had to fully commit for that, but the defensive effort was superb. Absolutely superb from Thewlis, who cut all the options down.
Brilliant from both teams. Brilliant chip, brilliant chase. Expansive from Wigan. People in the frame, red and white jumpers, and you just want Marshall with a bit of space. Farrell finds him, but Thewlis flew across. What a tackle.
I tell you what, you had a lot to do there. You had to come in because Field was going to score, but then he just comes across into shot here. Just watch him. What a tackle that is.
Let's go, mate.
That is fair. I mean, he was leaving nothing to chance there, was he? Man, ball,
kitchen sink, everything within that one.
Brilliant from Thewlis. It's little moments like that can lift a team, can't it? Suddenly a team gets that adrenaline. You can hear the Warrington fans. Trust me, they are animated now. And suddenly Warrington have got a bit of energy going forward.
Off his lever.
Clark's on from dummy half. There's a
again.
juggle. Oh, it's another handling error. And just as the tyres were pumped up, they're suddenly deflated again.
Yeah, Lucas Green goes in, just doesn't collect the ball from the pass, knocks it on. A couple of big hits going in there as well.
So here's an interesting stat for you. Warrington have only had 3 play the balls in the opposition 20, and they've got 13 men, and Wigan have got 12.
Just handing the ball over.
Boys, don't go away. Let's get in them, boys, please.
We were saying before, weren't they, in analysis,
Shot clock off.
Kevin Lewis and Robbie talking about Warrington being a first half team, that they fade in the second. Well, they're going to have to reverse that.
Surrender. Stand.
It's been all Wigan, despite the fact that they're a man down. Here's Smithis. Stoutly forward, 15 away.
Get back, Daz.
O'Neill. 3 to his left. The better options are out there to the right-hand side. That's a big crashing effort again from Harvey Hill, who's taken Wigan that close. Well, he was having a look around. Eventually the Warrington defence catching him up. Now it's taken on by O'Neill, who's very, very close, but on the last play. Spun back to Smith. Smith's kick again, inevitably. Farrell's trying to get there. So too was the winger marshal, but Thewlis, total authority in that situation again.
Yeah, good play by Conor Wrench. He just got in the way of the chasers. But that's all Wigan are doing now. They're just completing the sets, they're taking up the middle, and then getting it, you know, to the wings with beautifully flighted kicks. Simple, very, very effective for Wigan.
And the defence is brilliant at this part of the field. It's going to take something special from an individual like that
That
to
was good
change this
from
around.
Williams. That was good for Williams, and he's making things happen through Duffy now. Expansive and expressive from Warrington. Slowly going through the gears, but they've lost the balls again. Philbin's put it down. Wigan have it back. Knock on, no advantage.
I'll tell you what,
Scrum down for Wigan, 40 metres out.
they're a shambles at the moment, Warrington. You know, they just cannot keep possession. I don't know what's going on. Is it the pressure from the sending off?
I think it's a Steven Spielberg script. I think it's just, they've got Spielberg and Disney people in the stands saying, how do we need Warrington to play to make this a chance for Wigan when they get somebody sent off?
Yeah. You do want to be, you know, giving ball away in this position with French and Field up against you.
Heads in, 10 seconds. Head down, shot clock off.
10 minutes to half-time. Farrell. 5 tackles to go. Wigan in familiar territory. They've spent a lot of this game in this half of the field. Havard strongly carries it in. 4 Warrington defenders eventually tumbling him to the ground. O'Neill. Here's Hill. Harvey Hill. Again, the carry is good and strong. He's kept his feet until the very end. It's taken some wrestle to put him down. It slowed it down as well. This is with Smith and now with Field. And Field with a dummy and almost through. Just enough done by Paul Vaughan to slow him down. Smithies. Harry Smith again. Couple of options out there, including Bevan French, and French with a little skip pass away to King. King finds his way blocked, has to come back on the inside, no way through. So this is the last play. Shorrock spins it to Smith. Smith, left-footed boot. It's a well-rehearsed play. Farrell gets up and gets a hand on it. I think it's gone backwards. Marshall throws it inside. The ball's anywhere. Oh, it's picked up by Harvey Hill. And Hill now gets the pass away. And somehow Warrington's defence recovers from a perilous situation.
It's Thewlis again, isn't it? Thewlis again.
Look at the hard work they've got to do here to get away from where they are. They're loving hearing the encouragement of their fans behind them, but they're wishing it was a little more distant, because they've had them on their shoulders for most of the game, because that's where they've been playing most of the game. Clark spins it out. Williams working hard. Little pick up and a go again here. Ashton's taken them further downfield. Clark fancies a dabble, little run, an investigation. Harrison throws it wide. Here's Wrench. Wrench with a pass. The reach from Thewlis. The best he could do was keep hold of the ball and keep in play, and that's what he has done. But Warrington at least are inside their opponent's half. What can they make of this? Clark back to Matortia. Here's Williams. They were started right. They've gone far left here. Curry.
Good defence. Bevan French. Good communication.
Last play. Williams. Chip and a chase. Oh, well, Philbin not there, but clearly knocked it on. And Wigan's fans with that ironic cheer. And they have the ball back again.
They've never been under pressure, and in relation to any catch of Wigan. And you look at the other end of the field, the 4 or 5 kicks we see from Smith have been pinpoint with cherry and white jerseys around the catcher, barreling them into the ground. First 3 plays taken over them. That was a poor finish again for Warrington.
There's a lack of direction here now, you know, lack of composure. Plenty of time left.
Wigan just going through their effective motions again here. Starting deep, which is unusual for this game, but looking to carry deep. Marshall. Again, it's the outside backs. Oh, and that's a great offload as well there from Toby King, who is in amongst the action again here. Toby King, he's having a star-lit game, isn't he, with a try and the carries, but not that moment because the offload perhaps unnecessary, and Warrington gifted the ball back through Harrison.
Well, that's the first error I can remember from Wigan in what they've been trying to do since the send-off. Will it prove costly?
Wrench goes skirting across. Ratchford trying to hold off French. French is not to be pushed away. All over him like a rash. There was the offload.
Yeah, no need again.
3 tackles to go. 50 metres just under to cover here from Warrington. Trailing as they do by those 8 points to 0. Williams. It's Philbin. Tortia. Well, Wigan's defence is working hard. Warrington have got to find a key if they can to unlock this door somehow. Williams might provide that. The ball back to Dufty. Quick hands to Wrench. Wrench now in the tightest of situations. The handling had to be quick from Pulis because he was going out of play. And it's a forward pass.
Again, I think Wrench, he could have held it a little bit, you know. I think Field read him, outthought him. Just watch. He gives it too early here.
Listen to that roar, by the way. That's for a defensive effort.
Just watch it. He's given too early there. He's got to straighten up, square his shoulders up, put the winger in, or throw a dummy.
Well, I hope you're getting this atmosphere at home because the noise inside is deafening, and Wigan fans, they haven't seen anything like this for a while. So Warrington looking to put up the intensity here in defence and try and keep Wigan right there. Force them into a defensive kick at the end of this. A clearing kick at the end of this, if they can. Havard. Neil's just dancing up into the dummy half position again. Shorrock's on his inside here. He's going to carry. He's had a utility value, hasn't he, this season especially. Joe Shorrock, standoff, second row, loose forward, offloader, because he's got it away to O'Neill, and O'Neill is just bouncing, and the ball's still alive. The referee says play on, and Field has it. Red lights were flashing momentarily till Harrison got involved, but Wigan are flooding forward again here. Miski, what's he doing in the middle?
Great hit.
Searching for the ball, that's what. O'Neill again. Here's Hill. Stoutly again. 5 gone, last play. When you think about where they started this set, they are going to finish with a real attacking opportunity. Smith puts it high. Marshall gets up there, bats it back. Well caught, Harrison. But again, Warrington, well, they would have hoped for better in terms of return, but they have to start again inside their own 10.
They've still got a few people here as well.
Ratchford.
With hands on their knees, struggling to get behind the ball and getting off the ball so they can play.
Just great work by Wigan. They know what they have to do. They're doing it well, and they're doing it together.
Here's Matortia.
There's no sweeper as well for Wigan, so there's plenty of options there. Field is way deep back in the field.
Well, it hasn't been the fanciest of cup ties. It's lacked a bit of flair, but in terms of effectiveness of Wigan's performance so far, it has been absolutely 5-star.
Even with a man short, the wingers can't really drop back. They're not looking for the 40-20. Disarray at the moment. Disarray, I think they'll be looking for half-time, Warrington.
Well, I think the story's been brilliant, Dave.
Yes.
For our viewers, it's been brilliant. The energy and the excitement and can Wigan do this? Will Warrington come to life and do the things they've been doing for most of this season and show their prowess?
Well, it's proof again, a sending off doesn't have to spoil a game. Sometimes it can make a game, make the story, as Brian says. Here's Havard. Straightening up, but straight into the arms of Paul Vaughan. One last play to go. Wigan will be looking for a kick from Smith again here. Yep, here it comes. Just happy to see that ball bounce and trundle and work its way towards the touchline. Dufty has it, but Dufty has to get away from Farrell. He has, and he's making things happen here now, Dufty, but searched down, hunted down by Bevan French. There was Ashton. Clark out of dummy half.
You can see the energy levels. You'd think that Warrington have got the 12 men. They're walking back some of their forwards.
Williams, Matortia. Oh, and Harrison comes in on the angle, and he's got Williams in support. Well, there was defensive cover converging all the while, so the pass was never a great option. But Warrington have found the ground. Williams, Wrench. One last go in this set. Six tackle coming up. Williams again. High and lofted. Curry's after it, but it's caught on the full by the headline-making Toby King. And Wigan have it back once more.
Great scramble defence from Wigan that time. Harrison punched a hole on a great line. Had Williams on his inside, couldn't get in the ball. Wigan recover again, find the numbers, the scramble to defend the short side, which Warrington wanted to play down.
Is there a problem there? No. Well, another set of six. That's not the half-time hooter. Here's Marshall. O'Neill.
Wigan's forwards have been magnificent.
Yeah, you know, we said that you know, Warrington, the bigger pack, would want to take it down the middle, but they've just turned it on its head, haven't they?
Well, what a story. What a story in that first half. We thought the cup tie might have been over when Cade Ellis was sent off in the 6th minute of the game for that headbutt. But it's Wigan who've wrestled control of the match ever since. Toby King's try in the 10th, Smith's conversion and Smith's penalty.
Wigan represent all the things that you can't measure in a game of rugby league. Integrity, honesty, energy, the preparedness to do extra things in relation to getting you to the other end of the field and doing the things. But I do expect this Warrington team, which is full of talent, to be a whole lot different in this second half. I reckon they're going to score a minimum of 2 to 3 scores, so that means Wigan need at least one more.
Yeah, it's going to be a big ask. I think Warrington can't play any worse. That's the thing. And I think Dalpo are giving them the right rocket. Keep possession, put pressure on the opposition, composure.
Well, I'm sure neither side was interested in that draw at half-time. They will be. The winning side, of course, will be at full-time. They might not even have registered who they will be playing in the semi-finals. So that's not an issue. It's all about the focus of what happens in the next 40 minutes. Williams is off and running here, but running into trouble. Big arms of Toby King wrapping around him. If you missed it, if you went off and made yourself a cup of tea or just watered the plants because you thought half-time there's nothing to take our interest, well, you missed a lot of great chat, but you also missed that draw. And the men's draw, York or Lee against St Helens, Wigan or Warrington against Hull KR. Early mistake for Warrington. Early mistake won't improve their mood. The women's draw, by the way, Wigan against Leeds and York against St Helens.
They just seem nervy, don't they, at the moment?
Well, every time they do that as well, Jonathan, it puts a little bit more electricity in the battery that they need to run down of this Wigan team. You can see them all jumping in there, the juice going up. Yeah, we're going to do another set and another set and another set. And all of a sudden, with 2 minutes to go, and Warrington will say, how did that happen?
Tanya Arnold, news down on the touchline.
Yeah, just some half-time messages from the dressing rooms. For Warrington, they've got to be patient with the ball, build a bit of pressure. They've been frustrated in that first half. Also, they can't rely on scrambled defence. They need to defend as a unit. As for Wigan, well, as you can imagine, the effort areas are going to be huge. They need to show composure, and this opening 10 minutes is going to be a big one.
Just a bit of a breeze blowing around the stadium, which sometimes presages a thunderstorm, a big heavy downpour of rain. We were told at about now we might be seeing some rain, so hold on to your rain hats for that. That might change the balance of the game as well. Here's Smithis for Wigan. O'Neill is the dummy half. Smith to his right-hand side. Havard will take it in and tries to hold off the defensive efforts of Curry, but Curry wins out and drags him down with the help of a couple of his mates. O'Neill, though, springs it out left. Smith, his field. It's a little bit of footwork put on by Wardle, but he's not going any further.
All the way back.
Past the HIA, as you can see. Head bandage on.
There you go.
Smith with a kick towards the corner. King's up there, Miskie's up there, the ball comes down, and
Lost by Miskey.
for a moment Toby King wasn't sure where it was, but it was knocked on by Miskie anyway, so Warrington get the ball back.
And that's what they're going to do, Wigan. You know, it's going to be, as I said in the first, it'll be very difficult to create an overlap with the man shot. So they'll get into field position by a Warrington mistake, and they'll just hang that kick up there. And it's, you know, anything could happen with a precise kick. Good shot. What a tackle.
Joe Bullock has also passed his HIA, but he's not passed his handling test on that occasion because Wigan are gifted possession again. Well, Warrington cannot keep hold of the ball for 6 tackles.
Havard's been great today in some of the small effort areas that maybe our viewers might not pick up. His work around the ruck, his ability to do that extra tackle we're talking about because they've got a man off the field. He's been sensational.
They just keep bearing down on Warrington's ambitions, Wigan. And here they come again. There's a little dummy and a pass to himself from the mercurial Bevan French. King waits. Miskie's ushered inside. This is Miskie now, the winger. And he's going to have a go. Just tries to push himself through. O'Neill rolls up once more. 4 to his right, the rest to his left, and that's where he goes again. Havard is in there, and Havard's grabbed at by Philbin. But look where they've got to already. Back it comes to Smith. Here comes Smithies, trying to bash his way through. Big effort, initially in attack and then in defence to deny him that opportunity. He's held up, and they're going to have to go back 10 metres to play the ball. But a big surging effort, and you have to say, great response from the Warrington defenders.
Had to be. It's a great carry from Smithies. Took 3 Warrington defenders over the line with him.
Smith, French, Field. Field looking again back down the middle. Joe Bullock grabs a hold, collars him. O'Neill again. This now is Harry Smith. Smith kicking up towards Marshall. It's knocked back by Wardle. It's still alive, but it's Warrington who get the ball back.
Look at where they're starting the set. This kicking game from Harry Smith is precision, metronomic. All of these words that you lose for IT people use that it's just brilliantly, clinically good. He's that at the moment.
They all know their role now, Wigan. They all know their role, where they need to get to, and Harry Smith pops up.
Here's Ratchford. Yeah, it's a real efficiency, isn't it? That if they can't score, then just give Warrington the ball back right down there and say, go on, fellas, let's see what you can do, because you've got a lot of green to cover. By the way, the green's looking splendid, isn't it, today? This pitch, not a match on it for 5 weeks, which is why it's looking superb. So Warrington have reached the halfway, but they've reached the end point of their set. Williams slides through, Miskie inside for Field, and Field will have a look up and see where there might be a perceived weakness. Not there. Not with the figure of Paul Vaughan in the way. Smith. Miskie.
Roll their sleeves up, here they go again.
Just got a sense, and the reintroduction of Cassiano, Vaughan, I think we may see some difference.
Marshall. Having a search back on the inside. I think Farrell's going to be a lone runner on that left-hand side, but he tracks back to where there are plenty in cherry and white behind him again. Couple of tackles to go. O'Neill fancies a little scoot out there.
Yeah, 2 players on the floor. Off he goes.
Back ball, please. Hold.
Last play again. So what's Bevan French going to conjure here? It's the kick, the high one. It's well flighted. Well, no, it's not well flighted because Duffy's able to put his feet back in the in-goal area, and that is just given Warrington a little bit of a lifeline off the hook, because suddenly they have 7 tackles to play with here. That's the 0 tackle, so 6 from here, and they should advance a little more menacingly than they've been able to do so far in this half.
Interesting, the kick was from Bevan, which was only inches wrong, but it was wrong.
It was wrong. Knock on.
Oh, knock on by Philbin. Well, again, Warrington's frustration is just growing almost exponentially. Error after error.
It's just basics.
Philbin complains that there's men on him, but he was trying to get to his feet and the ball was loose.
Well, Warrington can't wait for the script writers to change this. They've got to change it. And they need some direction in and around the middle. And their first direction should be, listen, we'll spend 5 players just getting to the other end. Keep Wigan there for the other, and let's see how they defend when they're under pressure.
So-called big forwards, you know, they haven't turned up today yet. The Wigan forwards have dominated them.
But it is still a cup tie on a knife edge. 8 points, not that many. Wigan will know that Warrington have the capabilities to go the distance here. Pace out wide. But for the moment, they are keeping that pace caged. Shorrocks takes it in. This is Cade Cust who's come on as the acting dummy half. Ethan Havard almost through. Good big athletic carry again inside the 20, and Cust goes out from that dummy half position, and they're scrambling around him. He's pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. One play, here they go, loaded with their superstars on the right-hand side. Smith puts a little kick to chase for himself, can't squeeze through, wasted effort, and it's another 7-tackle count back on the 20.
Yeah, that's his first kick where he's been less than perfect.
Yeah.
Here's Ratchford.
And again, he's on his own again, Ratchford. Nobody with him, take defenders off him.
Penalty.
Oh, big mistake.
High tackle. Little moments add up in big games. Is this just a little moment that gives Warrington not only some field position, but a little bit of belief that they can build on the back of this?
They don't seem to be in a rush.
There's plenty of time, Brian. 30 minutes to play. Here's Curry. Tackle 1. There haven't been many of those. A set of 6 that Warrington start inside their opponent's half.
They need a spark, you know. They need a spark, Warrington.
Williams. This is Green. Pushing and shoving, but enough weight in the defence to put him down. Clark again. Matortia on that right-hand side. Philbin's the inside runner. Matortia using both the outside and inside man as a bit of a foil. Wigan's defence not buying it. It's with Williams, drops it back for Joe Bullock. Bullock with a real energetic effort. 2 to go for Warrington. Is this their moment? Is this the chance? Philbin's down, 1 play to go. Clark throws it out. Matortia, they've got the numbers there. It had to be knocked down. If Wardle hadn't knocked that down, I think Warrington were in. But Warrington now get another set. Well, they've got a penalty here for offside.
That was a chance. That was a chance. They had the numbers on the right-hand side, just couldn't execute it properly. They jumped out of their line, should have thrown the dummy, just hit the hole. Just watch the dog-leg defence. The whole leg. You just got to go in, take the man. 2-on-1, blew it.
What's the referee? I think Joe Bullock's bandage is leaking a bit of blood. So yeah, there he is. So he's going to have to get off and get that bandage sorted out properly before he can be allowed back on the field. So momentarily Warrington are down to 12, Wigan have 12, and we've only seen sides score with 12 men on the field, so maybe this is an omen for Warrington. Here comes Lucas Green. Green crashing in, carrying it strong and setting a really good platform here. A yard away, Williams throws it back to Dufty. Dufty tries to bounce in, but he's an easy take for Bevan French. Now they've got the whole, well, another set of 6 and the whole width of the field to work with. Williams again. Green now, trying to force his way forward. Green still pushing. Still pushing. Darrell Clark's barking out the orders to his teammates behind. He's going to have a look himself here, Darrell Clark. He suspected there was something there, and he's almost... Well, has he got it down? Has he somehow managed to put this down? Warrington are celebrating. Well, that's a big call. Soft signal is no try. We're going to the video referee, so there has to be clear evidence.
We're just looking at grounding.
So that's a big call from the referee.
Okay, we have no try the call on the field. Still in his possession at this point. Quite a list in his possession. And it still is. It's on the Wigan man's back at that point. I can't see then where the ball goes. It's still up at that point. And at that point, do we have a camera angle from the other side? At that point, I can clearly see the ball is up. You can see it there in his hand, and it's not on the floor. There's a point here, though, where we do lose the ball. So, live call of no try. It's still up at that point. It's still up. It remains up. It remains up. It's still up. Keep jogging on from here, please. Keep going on. Still up. It's still up. Ball's it there. Thank you. I've now made my decision.
Well, there was just a whiff of desperation about Warrington's celebration at that moment, wasn't there? And it's not going to count.
I'll tell you something.
But it's the closest they've come so far.
Jai-Field's back was in an advantageous position
He
there. I don't
was.
think he had much idea what was going on.
Great from the referee. You tried to cop me. Good effort. But technology wins out in the
Plenty
end.
of tackles left.
4 plays to go from this position. Warrington as close as they've been throughout the afternoon. They need to convert this moment into points. Bullock. Now Clark. Williams, quick hands. Philbin comes crashing on at pace and is still pushing. Wigan's defence retreats back to that goal line. Picked up by Clark. There's Bullock. There's the try. And there's hope for Warrington. It's been a desperate battle for them. But they finally found a front foot. And they're back in the game.
It's the first time they've been at that end of the field for what, 2 sets, maybe 3 sets, and the pressure showed in the end. It's stressful. You're thinking you're a man down. You think it's total subconscious in the back of your mind. Can I get off my line? Can I stop? And Joe Bullock's just too big and too strong, picks the outside shoulder up.
Yeah, you see Dufty going outside this stretch and the gap is big, and he comes in between 2 smaller guys. Look at him. Bevan is dragged in because he saw Dufty going on the overlap on the outside. They were short on numbers. Bullock was back on the pitch and just crashed his way over.
Well, what a different complexion the game has now, because you'd expect Ratchford to kick. You'd expect it to be 8-6 in just a moment. And Warrington will fancy they could still make a date for themselves against Hull Kingston Rovers in the semi-finals. Wigan regrouping underneath the sticks.
They're favourites now, Dave.
Well, the Warrington fans are not shy of making a bit of noise behind the sticks, at which Stephen Ratchford is aiming this. There's no nervousness there. They're not worried they're going to put him off. So forward rolls Ratchford, over goes the kick, and it is now Wigan 8, Warrington 6. And with 54.5 minutes played, it's a different game.
It looks that way, doesn't it? We thought there'd be a change. There hasn't been too much of a change, other than 2 of Wigan's kicks have been poor. The French finish for 7 tackles, and then the Smith finish for 7 tackles. Here we see Bullock taking advantage of the field position that they've got.
It doesn't take much, does it? Just a foot out of play with a kick.
Just keep possession. That's what Warrington have to do now, is keep possession. You know, Wigan have been brilliant so far. You know, the workload that they've shared, it's going to, you know, take its toll on them.
Well, do they still have the self-belief? Do they revert to type of what they've been producing so far in this game? With a man short, they've been playing very, very well.
And that man short is a middle, a big fella that needs to go forward. So it means all those people in cherry and white in the middle that play that role have to do extra to help their team get over the line. And it's tiring. Our conditions are warm and humid.
Yeah.
It takes its toll on the bigger blokes more than those lithe, athletic things that you see on the outside backs, Jonathan.
Here's Clark out at dummy half. Coming left to Williams. Philbin. Williams again. Sandwiched between those two Wigan defenders. Clark dashes up, trying to inject some urgency into this Warrington side now. Here he goes, running out, away from Cust, gets it back to Green. Green has chosen a middle path and will just surge and urge his big body up there, but Wigan's defenders responding in kind. Last play, Clark, Williams. Searching for a bit of grass down there.
Good chase now by Warrington, just watch.
Miski picks up. He's going to take on the responsibility of this himself. Dufty was first man in there.
And this is where they haven't had to take the ball from. Because of so many handling errors, they haven't been in this position. No, they've got to work extra hard to make the yards.
Matty Pete and Tommy Lulai, the Wigan coaching staff, watching on a little nervous now, I'm sure, as they have been for most of the game, but with very good reason at this stage, because Wigan under pressure from this re-energised Warrington side. Here's Cust. Havard.
He's been good today, Havard.
Another set of 6, not square at the play the ball. Farrell takes it on. So the reset of the tackle count means that Wigan will have a full set inside their opponent's half. This could be a telling moment. Toby King.
Farrell is, Dave. What a leader. When you're struggling and you're towing and your energy's not so good, he comes up with a 15-metre carry, a tough carry in around the middle to carry his team forward. Sometimes it's your actions, not your words as a leader.
His longevity is impressive as well, isn't it? He played back in a 2011 Challenge Cup final with Liam Farrell. He's looking for a 2023 Challenge Cup final. Cust to Smith, Smith to French, quick hands, and Miski at the corner! And the Lebanese international goes flying in! I think we're going for the square in the air here. Of course we're going for the square in the air. The referee needs a second opinion. Referee and touch judge look at each other. Little shrug of the shoulders, metaphorically. We think he's scored. But let's make absolutely sure. Abbas Miski, if you ask him right now, will tell you, damn right I scored. But was he out of play when the ball went down?
Field. It's still in the field of play at this point, and it's in his possession. And if we go nice and slow, and this is remaining in the field of play where he's jumped from. Keep going on that, keep going. Ball's there, thank you, I've now made my decision.
There is something absolutely incredible about this modern breed of rugby league winger. Whatever team you're watching, they just keep producing either right or left. These incredible finishes, week after week after week, that it's become commonplace. But let's not make it commonplace. Let's just celebrate how good that finish was.
Smith, French and King, brilliant hands to give him the chance. And this is ballet for a JCB. Nothing was going to stop him out there. He dove and he was getting in.
That was brilliant play, but just watch. I think he comes out to the line, George Williams, and his quick hands by Bevan French that gets the space, and what a finish. Just watch him, he cheats out the line here. Bevan French spots him, he's got the pass. Brilliant pass again. What a finish.
Yeah, the handling in everything about that.
Sublime.
Everything about that.
The pass from French was good.
Yep.
King's tip on was even better. Brilliant hands.
Warrington need to respond now.
Big,
in like.
Big kick this as well. Big
It
kick.
is.
1 minute, Harry.
12-6 as it stands, so a try and a goal gets Warrington back level, but if Harry Smith can put this over,
Big kick this one, boys. Big
and suddenly it's a two-score lead. Everybody down there knows the importance of this.
kick. Time off.
He hasn't kicked badly today. His confidence should be up.
And he struck it well. Oh my word! Oh my word! There's a touch of the front of Balticus about that. Ask your granddad or Brian Noble. Well, that was I mean, for a man who's been under so much pressure from his kicking, to land that from the touchline the way he did.
It's been brilliant. I can only think of one bad kick in the whole game. That was the little dribbler he tried for himself just then, previously. But that was on the back of a Liam Farrell carry. They weren't getting out of their own half, and he just said, give me the ball, I'll do something for us. One of those actions that a statistician cannot measure, other than the metres he gained, of course. You can measure that.
Well, the scoreline's moved on, but the situation is back where it was. 14-6, Wigan with an 8-point lead. And the clock moves on. 20 minutes left to play now.
So you mentioned the clock. You mentioned the clock, and it is important.
Yeah.
When you're ahead, you should play like you're behind, and when you're behind, you should play like you're ahead.
It's a great character shown by Wigan. The opportunity.
Well, they're pounding down the yards down the middle here. Liam Byrne, Warrington needing something here, needing to find some inspiration on this hot, humid afternoon. They need to go back to the well, find some self-belief. They've got the dazzle, they've got the razzle, but they need to produce it. That's a kick that has Ashton chasing back and juggling, and French is quickly up there on his heels, and Ashton, took the toughest route. And boy, did that hurt. Bevan French and Abbas Miski. Crunch. Has lifted the Wigan fans. It's flattened Matty Ashton. Only momentarily. A couple of deep breaths, he'll be back. Clark out of dummy half. Williams now. This is Curry. Curry carries.
Starting to scream at his players now, Williams, come with me. He's taken to the line, they're not there.
Williams right across the line and puts the little kick in over the top to see if there's a bit of a chase. And again, it's a moment that just lacked control, that had an air of desperation. There was a hint of an obstruction in the middle, which was probably on his mind. And it all ends up in disaster.
Poor kick. Poor option, poor kick.
I do think he needs to come to the fore for this Warrington team, though. Get at first receiver rather than wait for his play on the fringe and start to dictate some of the things he wants to happen.
Reminder of what's coming there, including Challenge Cup Extra, of course. Hashtag BBCRL if you want to take part in the conversation. 4:35, we're on the iPlayer. And the Challenge Cup semi-finals, Saturday 22nd, Sunday the 23rd. There'll be men's and women's double headers, venues and orders still to be sorted, but there will be 2 matches each of those days, a women's semi-final and a men's semi-final, and in different venues. Who is going to join yesterday's 2 winners? At the moment, it looks like Wigan, but Warrington will know that they do have what it takes to get back on the right end of this cup tie if they can change their purpose and poise, and that might help, because as he stands up, Burns knocked on. It's a very, very scruffy play, the ball. Never played the ball in a million years, that was it.
And he's been consistent, the referee. So all you ask as a player.
I wonder if Matty Pete's feeling a little more comfortable than he was earlier this afternoon. Well, thoughtful, doesn't show too many emotions up there.
Promise you, it's helter-skelter inside that body.
Challenge Cup winning coach last year, of course. Williams.
He's worked hard in his shot-ups, I tell you.
Clark. Here's Curry. Warrington just beginning to encroach inside their opponent's territory. Dudson. 1 minute, he got the ball. Farrell was in his face, comparing haircuts and putting him down. Here's Clark. Williams. Curry. Just rolled around and dumped. There's nothing effective so far from Warrington in this set in terms of threatening to break this Wigan line. Maybe it's coming. It's Philbin who runs with gusto and offloads to Clark, and Clark's beckoning players behind him. Bullock's gone that way, but Clark's carrying on that right-hand side. 5 gone, Harrison put down. Last play, Warrington, 20 metres out, Williams boot. And it's a pass, in fact, to Bullock, and Bullock goes racing through. And in that situation, takes a risk with the offload, it comes off. Dodson still has it. Back to Clark. Trying to create some numbers on that far-hand side. Matortia carries in. Well, not a bad place to finish, but 8 points behind. They need a better place to finish.
This is the set for Warrington defensively. If they can restrict territory on Wigan, they'll get a crack at Wigan's line.
Or force an error.
14 minutes to go, they need a score in the next couple of minutes.
Well, they're ramping up their defence. Intensity at the fore here, trying to keep Wigan where they are, or as close as possible here. It's Warrington, big forwards. If they can squeeze the life out of Wigan's ambitions in this set, then they will get an attacking set. Cust. Shorrocks again. Firing it in, great offload. Bevan French on the back of it. Bevan French with the footwork. It's like watching a ballet star in amongst the brutality of a rugby league game, isn't it, when Bevan French gets onto the ball.
That's a good set by Wigan. Look at that halfway line.
Still a little concern amongst those cherry and white faithful. Here's Thewlis looking to return. He's got zip, he's got firepower, and he's almost found a way through. Shorrocks again with a tackle.
Shorrocks is good.
Ashton. Both wingers dragged to the ground in succession. Clark goes down the middle. 14 minutes left to play.
It's getting a bit loose this for Wigan. Warrington will be looking for opportunities on the spaces that they're leaving.
Vaughan to Williams. Williams to Ratchford. There's the concern, there's the worry, there's the frustration. Williams, the kick, and it's Philbin who's on the chase, who gets a foot to it. It's still loose and bouncing, but Marshall picks it up. Marshall with a step, and he's happy just to come up with a ball in that field position.
Yeah, good covering there by Marshall. Saw the early kick, came in off his wing.
Offside against a frantic Warrington defence.
There's still 14 minutes to go here, Dave. Even by my reckoning, the end to that last set before that offside penalty from Warrington didn't need to be what was happening. They're trying to create a try-scoring opportunity. Just put it on Wigan's goal line.
Again, yeah, you're just simple. You're just chasing the game once again instead of building.
So Harry Smith just happy to find touch.
On the foot, boys. Go early. Go.
And a reminder, if you do need reminding, that Wigan are down to 12 men.
One.
Not everybody watching has been with us right from the start, but Wigan had Cade Ellis sent off after 6 minutes, which is why they're a man down.
Two.
They've done it tough today, but they've done it well.
Go now, Gil. Go early. Hold. Goal two.
French. There he goes, dazzling and bewitching and leaving them wondering. And here's Field in support. If one doesn't get you, the other one might. But Warrington's defence has recovered well. Williams doing well. Now it's Shorrocks. Wigan looking for the killer blow. Farrell comes back towards the middle. Upended just. O'Neill. Field. French. With a burst, but not the full burst. Shorrocks. Here's Harry Smith, closed down quickly, but he steps away from Darryl Clark. The kick's got a bit of length on it! Well, it's caught on the full. It was too long.
Only just. Marshall, good chase there. This guy's been good though in defence today. Thewlis.
All this 10, boys, hold! Hold, goal, 0.
Looks like the rain might just about hold off before the full-time hooter sounds. The thunder and lightning likewise.
One.
Just put Walker back on, haven't they?
Here he is, Walker. There's Matortia. Matortia threatening the break. Again, the offload is risky, but they have to take one or two of those risks, and Harrison's done well in picking it up and charging forward. Walker's desperately imploring the referee to give another set of 6 there because he thought there was a Wigan touch. It's not been given. Here's Vaughan, springs out of his hands, backwards to Walker. Walker goes sprinting off. Walker with a step away, ducks between a couple. Field eventually gets him, but Warrington have a chance now. Flooding forward, seeking that right-hand side. Harrison angles back towards the middle. Here's Clark. Clark to Dufty. Dufty looks left, fancies a go himself. Wigan's defence have him. No, they don't. Dufty's over. Was it a double movement? Was it a double movement? That's what he's asking. No try. He thinks it's a double movement.
Matt Dufty, ball carrying and grounded. He promotes the ball to get to the line, please, mate. Double movement.
Well, let's hear from the video referee. Were there elbows on the ground?
The live call of no try for double movement. Keep it on this because this is normal speed. Thank you. Thank you, I've now made my decision.
Well, it only took one look 80 yards away up here on the gantry. I think we could see it was a double movement. The referee's taken one look, just offered it up. Quite right to do that, Liam Moore, because it is such a big moment. You have to be certain.
Oh, yes.
And the video referee, clinical, efficient, yep, double movement, penalty for Wigan.
He was in a great position, the referee, but he wanted to just be sure. It's just shame he couldn't keep his right hand off the ground. Keep the momentum going with his left hand.
Boys, let's go. Harry.
It's a cup tie, not brain explosion, but it's a cup tie risk, isn't it? In a Super League game, he knows what he's doing. In a cup tie, in this situation, you just have to take that risk just in case.
Well, it's scoreboard pressure, and it's pressure right from the second Ellis got sent off because they thought they were going to win the game. Sorry. The impression upon everybody else is they think they're going to win the game because Wigan have lost a player. Well, Wigan didn't write that script. They had a totally different script, and Warrington haven't gone with them.
2. Move. Hold.
This is O'Neill at dummy half. Just, you could hear the effort from both sides there, couldn't you? As Byrne takes it in. Attackers and defences bracing themselves for that huge collision that happens hundreds of times on a rugby league field, and sometimes it reduces hands to jelly. Knock on. Warrington, another little lift back into the game here. Head and feed, set of 6 inside their opponent's half.
Still got time, and they've introduced Cassiano and now Walker, who'll run on the back of whatever he can create. So they're going to have to be expansive here, you're right, Dave, for the first time in the game.
Still plenty of time.
Let's lock in tight, fellas.
They have to believe that Warrington, but like, you know, build the pressure, which they haven't done. You know, we go on about it, but you just
Maybe there, mate. Yeah. Okay. Bound,
don't
please.
try every time you have the ball.
Shot clock off. Time back on. Out.
This could yet be a thrilling finish to a cup tie. Warrington are certainly hoping that's the case.
1.
Dufty on carry 1.
Hold. Go 1.
Walker to Williams. Cassiano crashing forward. Big Sam.
2. Move, Liam.
20 away. Warrington gathering momentum. Williams to Vaughan. Vaughan tackled by French. Walker back to Williams. Look at the runners here. Look at the runners here on that right-hand side to Dufty. Dufty's pass away. It's picked up on the half volley. And Thewlis is going for the middle. And Thewlis almost finds a way through. Thrilling effort from Josh Thewlis. Wigan's defence scrambles in the end just to deny him. But Warrington still have hope here. Williams back to Ratchford. Ratchford puts the step on. Good effort from Bevan French in defence again. Last play, Williams with a kick. Up into the heavens it's sent. It's punched back. It's still alive. Wrench has it. Out it goes to Thewlis. And Thewlis will score. We need confirmation. Referee's going for the video replay. Try on the field is soft signal, but this cup tie is not over yet. Let's hear from the video referee.
With a live call to try, if we just pause it on the foot. Everybody's shot there is onside, so we can go on from here. So we need to make... sure that the challenge is fine and the ball goes backwards. Right, they're just going on that again. You can go to that angle because that's fine. Who's that off? Well, that is touched by Cassiano. Let's go in again. From the way he's positioned, the ball does look to go backwards on that angle. If we could go back to that other angle we had originally, that will clearly show where the ball goes. It's off Warrington. Right, that's back. So he can play on from here. It's picked up cleanly. I've already ruled that's back. That is backwards. We're playing on from there. Keep going. Through to the grounding. Thank you. I've now made my decision.
We're going to have a fabulous finish here, one way or another. The try is given, and Warrington supporters who've been sat and looked flat for most of the game are off their seats now.
Cassiano knew what he was doing there. He just couldn't get above the winger, so he just flapped his hand at it. Luckily for him, he went backward, and the numbers on the outside, so plenty of time left in this game.
Important kick, this.
Important kick, yeah.
Just to put them within a penalty kick, a penalty goal of drawing the game, which could be important, could be key. In a minute, it's a try, an unconverted try that separates the two sides. Rexford strikes it and hits it well, and it is 2 points the difference. 14 points to 12. We've had 74 minutes of toil and effort, but it's going to come down to the last 6.5 minutes for this cup tie to be decided. Wigan's lead is slender, Warrington's hopes are higher, and this could be quite a finish.
It's going to be a finish.
Remember the Sam Cassiano leap in that wonderful Magic Weekend win when he was playing for Catalan against St Helens? Well, it's another big leap that has given Warrington here an opportunity in the game. Right, what comes next? Sam comes next, and you just dare to get in his way.
He's made an impact.
Smash! Williams taking it on. Wigan's defence might be running on... Look at that, look at that! Wigan's defence might be running on empty for all the toil they've put in so far. It's up to Warrington to test that theory.
Hold it, boys, hold. Goal 3.
Here's Walker. Vaughan. Vaughan, the Australian.
Get back.
5 out from halfway. Walker's going to have a little dabble forward again. Williams.
Good tackle there, Smith. Read the play.
So Williams is out of the picture for the kick as well. So Matortia's the man they go to. Trying to put a bit of pressure on him. It's high, it's straight into Bevan French. And the advantage just slightly swings back Wigan's way.
Yeah, it's going to be 3 sets each, is it? 6 minutes.
Not much, is it? It all depends where they turn the ball over now. Could be crucial. Nothing fancy from Wigan.
Well, a handling error here from either side would be sinful, wouldn't it? You do not want to give your opponents easy access to position and possession. Farrell takes it forward. O'Neill goes left. Here comes Wardle. There's an anxiety and a nervousness that wasn't apparent 5 minutes ago.
He's gone the short side, touch.
Smith's just looking for touch, but he's found Dufty, and Dufty's got room to run it back towards the middle of the park. Looks one way, looks the other, will take on Marshall for pace, and this is wonderful from Dufty. Well, eventually a slip, but that's a brilliant clearing run by the Australian fullback. There's more to come here. Connor Wrench now will carry it on, and in 2 plays, Warrington are back within 35 metres of that Wigan line.
Great run by Dufty.
Williams inside for Curry. What a set this is turning into. Curry's thrown the ball away. Oh, he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball. There's not too many complaints from him. I think he initially suggested there was a Wigan hand on that, but after what had gone before, to lose the ball here is absolutely criminal.
Well, that's an epitome of what's happened today to Warrington. It's just a little microscopic version of what they've done for the whole game.
What's he thinking? Hit the deck, play the ball.
Little gone there, Wigan.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. 3 minutes to go. You can imagine a scenario of plenty of twists and turns still to come.
How brave would they be now? Kick from the scrum for field to chase. Or Bevan French.
That would be some play at this stage of the game, wouldn't
That
it?
would be a brave play, wouldn't it?
Brave or an idiot.
When all your forwards have got no juice, they've been down to 12 men
Oh,
for 78
now
minutes.
Marshall's dropped it. Told you it wasn't over. The ball spun wide. There's an opportunity for Warrington to build back again here. They're back where they were.
Oh,
But now they've got 6 tackles to have a go from inside the 20.
with the extra
2.5 minutes to go. Cassiano to Vaughan. Vaughan put down. Hearts on sleeves from both sides. Oxygen low in resource. A big crashing effort from Harrison, who's put down. Warrington have got so many numbers on the right-hand side. They're calling it out there. Matortia puts it over the top. It's a try in the corner for Josh Dewlis, but it's a forward pass. That jig of delight turns into a look of despair. Warrington denied. Was that their last chance in this incredible cup tie?
Just watch the pass. He just had to give it.
Oh. Well, Warrington players down there. That's one thing the video referee cannot adjudge on.
I think there we are.
They'll be debating that.
I think the touch judge called it. I think the touch judge called it because he stopped straight away when that pass was gone.
Not one you can offer up to the video referees.
No.
Can't judge on a forward pass.
What a game we've had.
Whoa, 80 seconds, 79 seconds to play. Wigan will be looking for the lowest set of 6 that they can possibly configure. 2 points the difference. Story of this game, one of phenomenal intensity. In amongst all the madness, in amongst all this madness, player of the match.
Yeah, square, we've given it. The forwards have been brilliant.
Penalty for Wigan, that's it.
Hardy Smith.
Penalty for Wigan.
Hardy Smith.
That is the end of the game. So sorry, Jiffy, tell us again. Betfred player of the game.
Betfred player of the game, it's got to be Hardy Smith. All the forwards have been fantastic for Wigan, but he's controlled them, led them around the field. He's been the general.
The only way Warrington get back now is if Wigan miss touch with a kick. I rather fancy they might not even kick for touch, they might just take the tap. 16 seconds to play with the clock running down. Wigan can look forward. They do kick for touch and Smith does find it. Wigan can look forward to a semi-final against Hull Kingston Rovers. It'll be St Helens against probably Lee or maybe York. In the women's semis, Wigan against Leeds, York against St Helens. But this has been the match of the Challenge Cup so far in 2023. We've got some magnificent semi-finals to look forward to. But I tell you what, that team in cherry and white have earned their right to be in the Final Four.
They were fantastic. From the moment they were sent off, the play was sent off, Ellis, they knew what they had to do. And they did it fantastically well. They held the ball, they played in the right areas. They knew that Hardy Smith would put the ball on the 6 tons, and they hung on in there. Desperate defence at the end. But what a character performance.